Welcome everyone. Today in this video we have a comparison between an expensive fragrance, which is Creed Royal Water, and the more expensive fragrance, which is Clive Christian 1872. Now I'm making this comparison video because these fragrances are similar, and in many videos I recommended the Creed fragrance as an alternative to this fragrance. So imagine that if this fragrance is expensive and I recommend it as an alternative to this one, how expensive is this one? Well, almost double the price. Not for this tiny bottle, but 100 ml of Creed with 100 ml versus 100 ml of Clive Christian 1872, it's almost double the price. Now, the actual comparison, the smell. This video is more for the people who already know how at least one of these fragrances smell. The Creed, it's still a Creed fragrance, still smells very high quality, but it feels like you're not getting the full experience, as this one feels much more complex. And it's for a good reason. If you take a look on the notes, this one has a lot more notes than the Creed. Also, the opening is the most different. The Creed opens up brighter, more citrusy, more crisp. And at some point it might feel a bit sharper than the Clive Christian, which opens up straight, smooth. But everything I've mentioned, the crisp, the citrus, the brightness, everything is high quality and everything is good. Even that sharpness, good, is still a Creed fragrance. Keep reminding yourself that. But this one is sweeter, more fruitier in the opening. In the dry down, that's where the main similarity gets. And it's just that with the Creed fragrance, it still feels that you're not getting the full experience. They are similar indeed, and it definitely feels that Creed has inspired from this fragrance. But this one feels more amped up. Even the performance, it feels stronger, and it is stronger. But the Creed fragrance on my skin lasts a good 8 hours, and it projects the whole day without me having to search for the smell. So keep in mind that the Creed fragrance also has a very good performance. But this one simply performs better. Is it double as good as the Creed? Probably not. And also the Creed, if you look at the bottle, it says that it's millésime. Under the Royal Water it says millésime, which means that it's a batch created with some of Creed's finest ingredients. So it's a better batch than the usual non-millésime batches. So I'm comparing one of these batches with the Clive Christian, and it's still not as good as Clive Christian. Still, remember that this one is double the price. Now, if you don't like the sweet fragrances at all, you don't like sweetness in a fragrance, Creed Royal Water has minimum sweetness. Also, this one feels closer to an old school masculine fragrance, basic old school masculine fragrance. I don't want to use the word barbershop because I would go too far, but feels more old school, as this one feels more modern with the sweetness, even though both smell very aristocratic. And I would say this one smells even more aristocratic than the Creed. Both fragrances, if you haven't smelled them, will make you smell like you are part of the royal family. They smell very different from the usual fragrances, and you will find very few occasions to wear such a scent. That's why I'm going to say as a final conclusion that if you find that this fragrance is just for special occasions such as weddings, meeting the queen, and common usual stuff like this, I recommend going for the full experience, going for the Clive Christian 1872, and for this tiny bottle, which is a 10 ml bottle, and it's enough for these special occasions. But if you think that you want to wear this scent every day, maybe every 2-3 days, and you're going to go through a full bottle 1 month or every 2 months, then I recommend the Creed because it's definitely cheaper. Also, if you're a rich person and you don't mind paying the price that Clive Christian 1872 costs, then please go for the full experience, pay a lot of money to smell like this. I personally think this scent is just for special occasions, and 10 ml of this juice is enough. I know you're looking at this bottle and there's a big dent in it. I've decanted it. I haven't used it that much. So what you see here is not me wearing too much of this fragrance, is me selling a bit of this fragrance. I still very much like the Creed fragrance, but I find that I wear it very few times. So my final conclusion is that if you're like me and you find that this scent is amazing, smells very royal, smells very aristocratic, and it will make you feel very special during a special occasion such as weddings and very rare special occasions, 10 ml of this juice will be enough, and you're getting a full experience, very complex, strong fragrance. But if you like this smell and you like the high quality ingredients, the Creed quality, then definitely Royal Water is a very good alternative and cheaper alternative. Of course, there are many, probably other clones from the brands that are just mainly focused on cloning these fragrances, but if you don't like clones, Creed Royal Water is definitely a very good alternative. So this was my take on these two amazing fragrances. If you have smelled them, please let me know of your opinion. I'm curious on what's your take on these fragrances, and if you have the same opinion as I do on the smell of these two beautiful fragrances. Until the next video, keep smelling great.